So this video, we're going to fly through the Season 4 patch notes for Warzone. There's quite a few big things coming in this update that we want to get through, so we're going to get through it very, very quickly. Now, again, as always, we only cover the Warzone stuff, so if you want to see the multiplayer zombie stuff, then you can check out other videos. But let's quickly get over this. So there's a couple of new things coming here, new game modes, etc., new weapons, as we already know, and we're going to get straight into it. We've also got weapon balancing coming as well. So, Kazakhstan Battle Royale player count has been increased up to 120 from 100. People are saying there's a lot of dead time in this game mode. I don't really play big map that much, but that is a good change regardless. Hopefully it makes the game feel a lot better. Bunkers are going to have a lot of new good rewards in them now. I think people have kind of covered this for the most part, so we don't really need to go over it too much, but we're going to be getting Gulag tokens, we're going to be getting the Foresight perks and things like that, so there's loads getting added in, and there's a couple of important kind of things that are going to be added in that might change the way the game actually plays as well. So that's just the Kazakhstan. Then we've got the actual playlist, which is right here. I don't really want to cover that too much because there's more important stuff in a moment. Gameplay changes. We've got Champions Quest, contract stealing, which is something new. These are the things I want to get into quickly here, which is the Tactical Sprint Boots, which is going to be a perk you could only find in the map. You cannot equip this as part of like your standard perk package. It doesn't drop on death, which is a bit annoying because maybe someone has it, you want to try it out, and you've killed them, then the only way to get it is inside bunkers. And it says correction here, it does not reduce fall damage, so that's a whole separate perk anyway. Specialist perk pack has been added in now, so basically all the perks have been added in. So perks 1 and 2, all perks active, battle hardened, double time EOD, all these perks here you get to use all at the same time, and then you get some of the perk 4s as well. And you can buy it in the buy station for $30,000 if you want to, so that's actually pretty cool to have the option to everyone to have the specialist perk. It would be really, really cool if they had this perk, the sprint boots, in the buy station as well, just so everyone can have a chance at trying that out. But I think they're trying that as a trial run to see if unlimited tax sprint is going to be a viable thing that they can add into the game permanently, but we'll need to see. We've got new runway train, new hot loot zones. We've also got the new vehicle coming in as well. I'm not a massive vehicle person inside this game, but I don't think it's that great. None of the vehicles are really good in this. But again, there's a new thing added into the game regardless. Obviously, change to ground loot weapons. Gas masks have a manual, automatic, and semi-automatic setting, which for keyboard binds maybe. It doesn't really say anything about controller, so we'll see. Maybe you can like take it on and off yourself. That's something that we've kind of been asking for a long time anyway. Buy station improvement. Purchase weapons will now drop behind the player to make it easier to distinguish from nearby loot. That's pretty cool actually. That's something that is definitely going to be helpful. Redeploy weapons. Players will now respawn from the Gulag with updated primary and secondary weapons, so that is obviously the usual updates here. Also got a change to loot updates, Gulag loadouts as well, as we always do, and that is pretty much the standard stuff here. So we've got late game circles will now end in a wider variety of locations than before, and that's on Rebirth Island Resurgence. I don't really feel like it was ending in the same spot all the time personally anyway, but I guess. New weapons now, we've got a new SMG, which we do kind of need an SMG meta, so hopefully this is pretty decent. Superi 46 submachine gun. Obviously we don't know anything about it until we see it in game, because whatever these descriptions mean is pretty much nothing. And now we've got the Kar 98K, which will probably be very, very popular. It says slow fire rate, which is not ideal considering the whole point in the Kar 98K is to be an aggressive sniper, but it did state in the previous notes of this that it might be a one-shot headshot out to infinity. But again, we'll need to test that. This is again something that doesn't really matter what it says here. We'll need to find out for ourselves. We've got a whole bunch of aftermarket parts, which, as I've mentioned before, basically act as new weapons. So we've got a Harbinger kit for the M4 assault rifle from Modern Warfare 2, Gunslinger for the Basilisk handgun from Modern Warfare 2, the Volk, which is going to be for the Jack Inhibitor from Modern Warfare 3, the scimitar kit, which is going to be for the Horus submachine gun, which is the new one that just got added in, I think. Well, from last season anyway. Jack Thumper, which is going to be a grenade launcher. We've got the Requiem, which is going to be for the KASTOV-762. We've got the Decimator, which is for the Lachmann Shroud. It's going to make it fire in full auto, but that is basically what the Lachmann sub is. So I mean, I guess they're just adding in stuff for the sake of it. The Intimidator, which is a Renetti handgun conversion kit. We've already had that, but it says slow down your fire rate and make it more deliberate shots. Make it more a single fire weapon. I don't really see how that's going to be very, very popular. But again, these are all kind of like new additions, slightly changed versions of already existing weapons, which are going to basically be new guns into the game, right? So that's how it works. Now, we've obviously got our weapon adjustments, which is the main thing we like to cover in our patch notes. So we've got the BP-50, we've got decrease in movement speeds across the board for pretty much all of the kind of assault rifles that could be SMGs, which is basically the BP-50 and the BIZON. And again, it's mainly just movement changes here for both of these two guns. You've got the near mid damage increased to its range, but not actually the damage. Then we've got a arm and hand modifier, so now we're getting hand modifiers to damage now. Okay, great, fantastic, more stuff we need to factor in. I didn't even know those hand modifiers, but maybe they just added that in now. I'm not really sure, but we'll need to see. Holger 556, which has a near damage range increase, and then a leg modifier increase as well. So I don't really know how much more viable it's going to make this gun feel, but I guess we'll see that in game, right? And then we've got the SVA, which has got a mid damage in decrease. So this is because this gun's super accurate. It's actually got a damage decrease and a headshot multiplier decrease as well. So SVA's got nerfed. The main reason why people were using that gun is because, again, it was very accurate, so I don't really know how that's going to adjust this meta of the weapon. I don't think a lot of people were using it anyway, to be honest. Then we've got the damage increase to the minimum damage on the MCW, so this could make this a viable choice because it also is very easy to use as well. MTZ-556, we've got a range increase as well. We've got a range increase across the board, actually. Then we've also got a headshot increase to its headshot multiplier. Not a massive increase. Don't really see this changing the gun too much, to be perfectly honest with you. Then we've got the KASTOV-762, which is a Modern Warfare 2 weapon. We've got the damage range being increased, arm and hand modifiers being increased, upper torso increase modifier, and leg modifier increased. This could make this gun viable, right? I don't know how much more viable because we'll need the exact numbers in game and get the real TTKs, but that looks like a good improvement to the 762. Chimera, again, we've got a damage increase. We've also got a modifier increase to its arm and lower torso. So again, could make it a bit more viable than before. We'll need to see. Hemlock was very low recoil, so the mid damage being increased and also the minimum damage being increased and also the arm modifier being increased, again, could make this gun a viable choice. So again, we'll need to test this one because it is a very accurate weapon as well. So we've got adjustments to SMGs next. Max damage increased on the AMR9 could make this meta again, to be fair, because it's already a pretty reasonably solid SMG, right? They've added in a new range. So the mid range is at 25. So that's something we need to take a look at. And they've also, the near mid damage has been increased as well. So overall damage increased to this gun, but they've also added a damage range in. So I do think it could be pretty viable. Now the Horus, which is the new SMG that got added in with the previous season now, has had quite a few buffs right here. So max damage increase, mid damage increase, mid damage increase again. This is weird. So near mid damage increase, right? And then max damage, range is being increased, multiplier, headshot multiplier is being decreased, arm multiplier is being increased, torso multiplier increased. This could actually be a really solid SMG now, right? Because this is a lot of improvements. The only thing that's got nerfed here is the headshot multiplier, but most people don't land headshots like 100% of the time. Then we've got the Rival 9, increased bullet velocity. The carbine kit helps with the rate of fire by 200 rounds per minute, so that could be viable actually, because a 200 round per minute improvement to rate of fire is pretty significant. Again, that's a pretty good bump for the Rival 9. I do think the Horus has got the best kind of buff so far. Striker's been nerfed as we already expected, so that's the Striker 9. Damage has been nerfed, and the multiplier for the headshots has also been nerfed. This is probably going to make this gun not so viable because it was only just about meta, to be fair. Max damage decrease on the WSP9. Again, this is the other SMG that's pretty powerful right now, and also the modifiers have been decreased on that one as well. So across the board, I think we're going to see the Horus and the AMR9 probably be some of the slightly better choices. We could be seeing that conversion kit for the MP5 essentially being pretty solid as well. So we'll need to wait and see what that looks like. Then we've got a couple of changes to LMGs here, and that is the DG58, which is obviously the main gun right now anyway. So bullet velocity decrease and headshot multiplier decrease. Not a massive nerf, but still something that is significant. And then we've got headshot modifier increase to the Holger 26, which is the LMG version of the gun. Then we've got a neck modifier decrease to the XRK Stalker. I think this is going to be in line with the new Kar 98 to make that obviously the more powerful sniper rifle in the game. Then we've got some ranked play changes here, which I don't really want to cover too much because it's mainly just rewards and things like that. We've got some UI changes to the third person parachute, match stats, squad widget. We've got some bug fixes right here as well. And that is pretty much everything for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.